Watch this.
Hey guys, welcome back to GNT Sports Talk. I'm your host Scott Narado.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Galardi, and we're just going to continue on the Sunday games. We had the Saturday games in our last video, so 1 o'clock Sunday. Here we go, Scott.
Yep. So next up, we got 1 o'clock games. Divisional matchup with the 5-9 Buffalo Bills against the 9-5 New England Patriots. Julian, why don't you start us off about how the Pats are going to look without Josh Gordon?
The past 2 weeks as being a Patriots fan has been really heartbreaking, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, come on. You got your Super Bowls. I don't want to hear it.
Listen, stop it, man. Listen.
Enough's enough.
I'm not talking about the past. We're talking about now. We're in the now. We're on to Buffalo, okay?
Oh, brother, Bill.
So here's what we're going to talk about.
Obviously, Josh Gordon, Bud can't stay off the Bud. That was my joke for that.
So the Patriots right now, they're 9-5. They haven't lost 5 games since 2009.
Is this a crisis for you, Bobby? You're letting you have 5 losses? I can't believe it. Oh, my God. God forbid 5 losses. I'll be lucky if I ever see 9 wins in a season, and you're here complaining about 5 losses. This is ridiculous.
All right. So, listen, I know I sound like a little bit of a brat, but I'm sorry. That's what I've been used to. So, I will tell you this. I'll be honest. I've been spoiled with the Patriots, and I love every second of it. So, I will tell you this. Listen, Josh Gordon is gone. That's a huge loss. How are the Patriots going to distribute the ball? You guys are wondering, right?
Yes, this is where we need you.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. There's a guy on the team. His name is Philip Dorsett.
Philip.
Last time I saw it in college, Julian, he went to your place, right?
The U. Yes, the U.
He's got some speed to him, doesn't he?
All about the U. But yeah, he does.
I think he's a very underrated player, and I think Chris Hogan, you're going to start the forgotten man in the Patriots offense. You're going to see him start to light it up.
Well, he had that one big play, but other than that, I haven't seen him.
But
listen, 201, baby.
Listen, the Patriots they're home this week against the Buffalo Bills. And this year, they're 6-0 at home. They're the only team undefeated at home. So I think they're going to keep that going. I will tell you this. Here's some good stats for you guys.
Let's get them.
Tom Brady, he's 29-3 against the Bills.
Oh God,
29-3 That's the most. That's the most quarterback wins versus a single opponent since the NFL started.
Nice job, Buffalo.
So, what's going on with Buffalo? You got
nothing good.
Nothing good at all. I will tell you this: they are getting back some firepower.
What's up with the running backs? There we go.
McCoy, he is active. He said he's ready to go. Now this team with the run. You want to hear something really funny? Who leads the team in rushing this?
It's Allen, isn't it?
It's Josh Allen.
These quarterbacks running. Right, we got Lamar Jackson. Now we got Josh Allen.
So what's going to happen with this? So Josh Allen scrambles on 12.5% of his dropbacks. The only qualifying quarterback to have a scramble percentage over 10 this season. That's something to talk about.
That's even more than Lamar Jackson. Yes. Oh, man.
So
wow. That's an interesting one.
I'll get into this real fast. The one thing is the Patriots' game plan this week. Keep him in the pocket because when he's in the pocket, he's garbage. He's not good at – listen.
Right.
I
could agree with this.
I'm going to say this. You guys could disagree with me. His arm strength is equivalent to Mahomes.
Or even Jamarcus Russell if you want to draw that goal comparison.
You're bringing up Jamarcus Russell.
Because I'm hoping Allen's a bust like Russell.
I don't know if he's going to be that bad.
Listen,
he won't be that bad, but I don't want the Bills quarterback to do good, obviously.
Jamarcus Russell was a 300.
Donald might be a bust.
I'm
talking about that.
I'm talking about the arm strength. And I saw good things last week that don't have me too worried about that, but I'll talk about that soon.
Listen, it's all about stopping the run this week for the Patriots. You've seen the past 2 weeks, they can't stop anything. And I'm going to tell you this. This week, they finally get the win at home, and they're going to clinch the AFC East. I will tell you this right now. This will be the 13th season in the 18 years that Tom Brady has been the starter for the Patriots in 2001 that the Bills will be with the losing record. How about that?
Wow.
And one thing, you got to get the ball to the big guy. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of Rob Gronkowski. The guy's a physical specimen. He's not himself, and it's really starting to take a toll. And Rob Gronkowski this year is only averaging 59.8 yards per game, and that's the lowest since his rookie year where he averaged 34.1.
The drop-off's real.
So I'm going to tell you this. This week, you're going to see it. I'm going to end it like this, short and sweet. Patriots are mad. They are angry. They have success against the Bills. They are home. They're 6-0. I think they're going to get this win. They're going to contain this guy Allen. They're going to force him to throw. They're going to figure out a way to stop to stop that run. LaShawn McCoy, in my opinion, he's a silent killer. When you say he's not going to do anything, he'll do something. You saw his best game of the year this year was against you guys.
Of course.
But I will tell you this. I think the Patriots are mad. They're going to play foot. Now, what's the motto? Do it for Josh. That's what their motto is. So I will tell you right now, Patriots get this win. They're going to clinch the AFC East. And I will tell you this. Watch closely on that Eagles-Texans game, because if the Texans lose, the Patriots win, they go back to that second seeding. So that has a lot of implications. Patriots win.
Yeah, that's a huge one. I'm going to also agree with this. This is a clear pick for me. The only question is probably whether they cover the number, because it's almost 2 touchdowns, but I think you're getting an angry Patriots team, and I think they're going to destroy the Bills. No one on the Bills should be in your lineup, not even McCoy to me. Patriots roll. Patriots huge. Edelman, big day. James White, Sony Michel, Gronk, maybe even Chris Hogan. Get them all in there.
I forgot to add, you know what? Get James White more involved. You've seen in the past 2 weeks, he's been the forgotten man, and I'm getting sick of it. This guy leads the team in receptions. I believe he has over 80. And I'm going to tell you this. He's a mismatch. When you don't have a guy to stretch the field like you did with Josh Gordon, you got to get it to the other guys. Feed the ball to Michelle and White. Find a way to get Gronk involved, especially when you're in the red zone. and then you got to get Chris Hogan and Dorsett. Other than that, and also protect the quarterback, please. And that's it. And stop the run. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so Patriots big.
Sorry.
I'm going to guess 31-10 Patriots. Patriots roll.
All right, for me, the Patriots lost 2 in a row. That never happens. When have you seen the Patriots lose 3 in a row? Exactly. Enough said. Patriots got bounced out of it, and pretty straightforward too. All right, the next game we got is the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the next game we got is the Green Bay Packers going against the 5-8-1 with that tie against Minnesota early in the season against the 4-10 Jets. Julian, why don't you start us up?
Okay, so here we go, Jets. Couple notes here. We played a close game last week, but lost. Obviously, me and Bobby were there. That was cool. And I think we're gonna get this win. But let me go on a little bit. Another was not playing, and for fantasy, I would throw Robbie Anderson in there. I think he's gonna eat against the Packers secondary. It hasn't been too good. Darnold's going to be looking for him. Herndon can even be a deep sleeper, maybe for tight end if you're desperate, have an injury. But I would look for Anderson, my number 1 play here. Maybe even Eli McGuire has showed some promise, scored around 12 to 15 last week. He had that touchdown. He's going to get a lot of looks in the passing game, and he's our number 1 back now. So McGuire, I think, is playable. For the Packers now, you have 3 people worth looking at. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and then you have the running back, Jamal Williams, who's now playing for the injured Aaron Jones, another injury. So Aaron Jones and another more. And apparently we have some breaking news I need to see. Once Todd Bowles is fired by the Jets, he may find himself as a hot head coaching candidate, and that is not a good idea for whoever hires him. That doesn't make any sense to me.
The Broncos.
This guy's incompetent. If the Broncos hired him, that would just be like Vance Joseph to me. I don't see it. Like, okay, I'm just happy to see that when we fire him, though, because what he does after that, I don't really care too much, honestly. As long as he's away from us, that's fine.
I'm gonna say something.
I don't think he should get another job, though, but as long as he's not working with us, that's not my problem.
So, Julian, you taking the Jets in this one?
Yes, I think the Jets will win it because we have a tendency to win these games that we don't really need to win and mess up our draft pick. We do this every year. The Packers are playing for nothing. They have no defense. I think you're going to see a lot of scoring, and I think the Jets pull through, like, I'm going to say 28-27. I think it's a nail-biter, but the Jets get it done. Maybe Darnold leads a drive. He almost did last week. And the Packers' defense is a lot worse than the Texans' defense.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to start off with Todd Bowles, and I'm going to say short and sweet. If he gets hired by another team as a head coach, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Because this guy is not a head coach. He's a defensive coordinator. That's where he's at. He's a Rex Ryan. I'm going to put him in that category.
I liked Rex better than him, to be honest. I wouldn't even put him in that category.
Who you got in this one?
Oh, God. Yeah, right? So, all right. So here's what I'm going to say about this game. First of all, the Packers are not a Packers team. They are literally – this is unacceptable for Packers, especially with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time on the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, and he has nothing other than Aaron Jones and
Well, Jones is out now,
yeah,
so
that's
he's
what
gonna
I'm
have
saying.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Devontae Adams. Other than that, he has absolutely nothing because Jimmy Graham is a shell of himself.
And
He's
Randall
garbage.
Cobb is nothing
Randall Cobb,
either.
get him out of here. I'm going to say this. You know what? I'm going to agree with you, Jules. I think the Jets get this win. I think Sam Darnold is starting to show some promise, and I think he went third overall for a reason. I think this kid
Yes,
has
sir.
a huge potential. Everybody who plays him agrees. I think the Jets get this done. I'm going to say by 3, and it's going to come down to a field goal. I think you guys force Aaron. I think you know who's going to be the big player in this game, Jules?
Who?
I'm going to go on defense, Leonard Williams, who's been
Okay.
very quiet.
All
He's
right.
going to be in Aaron Rodgers' face all day. And I think that the offensive line of the Packers is abysmal. And I think the Jets get the win. I'm going to say with that. What do you got, Scott?
Yep. I'm taking the Packers, and think
All
about
right,
it.
opposes.
With Aaron Rodgers, yeah, they just missed the playoffs. You know, Aaron Rodgers is a great player, and whenever you count Aaron Rodgers out, he comes out and he goes on with a monster game. If you're a great player and you're one of the you're in the consideration as a GOAT, he's got to get the job done. He always does. When you're counted out, he wants revenge. He's not happy how the season's going. I think Rodgers has got to tear it up today, and great players always do. So Packers.
Can I say something real fast? I'm sorry, guys.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say this. There's only one GOAT. I'm sorry. I had to.
Rodgers is better.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
Rodgers.
He always seems to shine. You know, right now everyone counts the Packers out. That's when Rodgers got to get done. All right, the next team, guys, the Giants and the Colts, and I'm just going to start off on this one.
This is all you.
Odell
All you,
Beckham's
brother.
injured. He's missing his 3rd straight game. And with Beckham, as a Giants fan knows, since 2014, he's had major injuries. His first 5 weeks into his rookie season, he was injured. He came off and had a phenomenal rookie season, one for the ages in 2014. Got a ton of scores, got a ton of yards, all while only playing in 12 games. But with Beckham, the problem remains to be, can he stay healthy? Coming out of LSU, too, he had major injuries coming from there. He had an injury in the training camp going into 2014. And the problem with Beckham is he just can't stay healthy. When he's on the field, his production is wildly inconsistent. He'll go out and get 2 touchdowns and 120, 140 yards in some games. But against divisional opponents, he seems to shy away. Against Philadelphia, he was held under to 100 yards. Against Dallas, held to 40 yards. For some reason, outside of obviously the catch in 2014 against Dallas, Beckham doesn't seem to shine against these much-needed games. Yeah, he'll go off against a mediocre defense or tear him up easy. But when it goes with some of these high-caliber defenses, he really seems to struggle, especially if there's a top safety involved with that defense. So right now, the offense is clearly runs around Saquon Barkley, which is a very disservice to the New York Giants fans because you're relying too heavily on a rookie. You have players in here that are paid a substantial amount of money. Olivier Vernon has been very quiet all year. He's been quiet since he's kind of been signed. Definitely a disappointing signing. Jenkins has been inconsistent. Collins has been inconsistent. They have had no linebackers since Antonio Pierce. Their defensive ends do not really intimidate anyone. Their safeties are all right. The cornerbacks are okay. I mean, the secondary is just okay, but as far as the linebackers and defense, they get run right through other teams. And even though they've done a little bit better, losing guys like Damon Harrison on as a defensive tackle, that definitely hurts. On the offensive side of the ball, the wide receivers, I like Sterling Shepard. I think he's a very good number 2. On a bad team, he'd be a number 1 wide receiver. He has explosive breakaway speed, which is parallel to Beckham. If you get on the ball, if he gets some space, he's gone. And the problem is sometimes he's a little inconsistent. He'll drop the ball a little bit. Sometimes it happens. Evan Ingram, too, he's been very quiet this year. I was looking for a lot more with him with his good rookie season. Again, kind of because of the injuries to Odell Beckham and other players last season, he really had his time to shine. This year, Ingram's starting to pick up a little bit better. Rhett Ellison, who's known for more of a blocking tight end, he's looked a little bit better. And Eli, even though he takes a lot of the criticism because of that offensive line, he's posted much better numbers than he has in years past. He's thrown for a lot of yards. His completion percentage, I think, is highest it's ever been. His pass rating is even as high as it's ever been. Against Tampa Bay, he was like 16 or 18 or 17 or 19 while throwing the ball. Against Washington, he plays a very conservative game, so you kind of expect that. He's not going to be flashy. He definitely has lost some arm strength, but his throw accuracy is still very accurate. He's still a very accurate throw. Maybe downfield, he loses where he's supposed to go with the ball, but as far as just getting them into those tight windows on those slant routes, he's still very effective with that. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to be a homeboy and take the Giants. Although the Colts, they're dangerous. The Giants were able to beat Chicago, pull off an upset. I'm going to take the Giants on this one, but I don't have too much to defend that, except Saquon Barkley, I think, can go off on that NDD.
Jules, you want to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Thanks, brother. Well, I'm going to say this right now. Let's talk about this game. All right.
Enlighten us.
This has a lot of meaning to the Indianapolis Colts.
Huge for them.
And they need to keep winning. They want to go to playoffs. They want to keep winning. And the way to get to the playoffs is success on offense. And success on offense starts with protecting the quarterback. And this year, the Colts have only allowed, and Julian and Scott, you're going to be appalled by this, have only allowed 16 sacks.
Wow, it's like less.
That's
There's like barely
The
one.
Giants aren't going to get
This
the
season,
luck. No way.
that season, and that's
We knew
second
that
fewest
regardless,
this
yeah.
season. I don't know who's the first, but they're high up there. And
Wow,
last year, the Colts, they allowed 56.
that's a huge difference.
That's
That's day and night.
That's a 40 sack difference.
Yeah,
So I'm going to tell you this right now: the Colts haven't made the playoffs since 2014, and in 2014 they lost to who? The Patriots in that infamous. I don't even want to talk about it. So
okay.
that's their longest active streak since 1988 to 1994. So unacceptable to their standards. I'm going to go with the Giants. So Saquon, I'm going to say no. I'm not going with the Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm saying I'm going to start with the
say.
Giants. Saquon Barkley is the only player in the NFL this year with 1,000+ rushing yards and 600+ receiving yards. He's really starting to show he is the real deal. We all knew this. So I'm going to say this now. Giants don't have Odell Beckham for another game. I think Sterling Shepard will make some plays, especially since the defense of the secondary of the Colts is not very good. I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Colts are just when you can't get to Andrew Luck, he's going to make plays. And T.Y. Hilton is just a freak of nature. I think Jack Rabbit is going to be Jack Rabbit. Janoris Jenkins has his hands full this week, fellas. I think the Colts this week, you're going to see a player by the name of Marlon Mack run all over the place.
He went off
No,
last
they
year.
got
did.
Bell.
You're going to see him. I think the Giants.
Not yet, at least.
But I'm going to say something, Scott. You said the Giants don't have any good linebackers. I'm going to agree with you, but I think they found one with Alec Ogletree. I think he's
Yeah,
very
Ogletree's
good.
good.
He's picking it up the past
He-
few weeks,
he
but
has
he looked
it-
tall
he-
with it to start.
The past few weeks, he's had consecutive interceptions, so he's
Yeah.
looking pretty good.
It's good.
But I do agree that other than him, they have nothing after him.
Yeah.
With that, I'm going with the Colts. I think the Colts are going to win this. They need to keep winning. Colts all day.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Bobby. This is the Colts day. They're 9.5-point favorites. I say take them. The Giants are banged up. Ingram and Shepard could be worth looks for the Giants. I'm using Ingram this week. He did well last week, so Ingram's actually my top guy besides Barkley I'd put in. And for the Colts, you got 4 people. Luck has been killing it this year. 34 touchdowns, 13 picks, completing almost 70% of his passes, and his quarterback rating is 98.4. So he's been great. T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, play them all, and that's all I have for this one. Colts day.
The next game we got is no divisional one. The 6-8 Cincinnati Bengals against the 6-7-1 Cleveland Browns. Browns are favored by 9.5. I'm going to take the Browns in this one. The Bengals, their slim playoff chances are over practically. I don't even know. Can they win the division? I don't think they can.
No.
So I
None
mean,
of
yeah,
that.
maybe a wild card. It's so hard for them to do anything really right now. Unlikely at best. The Browns are unlikely at best too, but I like what Baker Mayfield's doing. I think he's better than obviously with Andy Dalton out. I'm going to take the Browns in this one. I think they get it done. Bobby.
Short and sweet. I'm going with the Browns, and with Baker Mayfield, I think he goes off. He's has 7 games with 2 or more touchdown passes this year, and all 2018 first-round rookie quarterbacks have 8 such games combined. Another stat about the Browns: Greg Williams, since he's taken over, he's been pretty well. He has 4 wins in 6 games, and Hugh Jackson didn't even get that in 40 games, which is a pretty good stat. But I'm going to tell you this. I think the Bengals are garbage. I think that, Marvin Lewis needs to go. They need to clean house.
He should go, but Willie, who knows? That
listen,
organization's so backwards.
They don't have A.J. Green right now. They don't have Andy Dalton. Jeff Driscoll is just getting by. They don't have Tyler Boyd anymore either. Here we go. So, short and sweet, Browns.
Julian.
Okay, so I have a question about this game. I'll answer quickly, and I'm going to agree with them. Browns all day. Browns cover 2, 9.5 favorites. That's not enough. Jeff Driscoll's absolutely horrible, as Steve Houston would know, and he's actually the one who asked this question, so it's funny how this all ties in. Tweeted us, Browns be able to bottle up Mixon. How will the Bengals move the ball with so many injuries to key players? That's actually a great question because I don't think they'll move it too well. You have to stick with him if you don't have any better options. I think he'll battle through. If they got like 15 to 20, maybe a touchdown. He'll get work in the passing game and rushing. It's going to be hard because they'll be focused on him, but I can see Mixon ending up around with 100 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. And the Bengals only put up like 10 or like 13 points, so I don't see them scoring too much, but Mixon will still get it done. He has to. Someone has to.
Well, I agree. I think that Mixon he's the only guy they have, to be quite honest with you. So he's going to have to do something if they want to get this win.
So the next game we got up are the 4-10 Jaguars at the 7-7 Dolphins. For me, I'm going to take the Dolphins. Jaguars have been real, and they can't seem to get any consistency on the offensive side of the ball. Dolphins are fighting for the playoff lives. I'm going to go with Miami. Bobby?
Okay. I'm going to go with Miami on this one. And the Jaguars are just not a good football team anymore. And the Jaguars are set to be in the last 10 seasons to finish with a losing record the season after making it to the conference championship.
Not a group you want to be in.
No, that's not a group you want to be in at all. And something needs to be done, especially at the quarterback position. We say it every week. Bortles is garbage. The guy, Cody Kessler, he's garbage. They really made a mistake with the quarterback position. They're going to be drafting a quarterback high. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins taking this win. It's really not a competition. It's going to be all Dolphins, especially since the Dolphins are the only team in the NFL that rank in the bottom 5 behind total offense and defense this season. But I think they are struggling on both sides of the ball, but they're going to get it done this week. Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree with Bobby. Dolphins all day here. Jaguars, just Leonard Fournette, no one else. Don't even look at them. Dolphins, I mean, Frank Gore's done for the year, so I guess you could roll Kenyon Drake if you're feeling lucky. Wide receivers, maybe Stills, Amendola. They phase Parker out. 3.5 seems really low to me. It seems like a trap. I'll take it. I don't see the Jaguars competing in this game, really. They have nothing to play for. The Dolphins have playoff hope still, so I'll say the Dolphins win an ugly one, like 21-17 or something.
All right, so the next game we got is the no divisional one, the 5-9 Atlanta Falcons at the 6-8 Carolina Panthers. For me, I'm taking the Falcons. The Panthers have been real, and they've had opportunities to put them in a playoff position, and they haven't been able to close out big games. I'm taking the Falcons, especially because Cam Newton's injured, so we have some inexperience at the quarterback position. I say Atlanta. Julian, why don't you start this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Birds as well. I mean, the Panthers have Heineke playing at quarterback. I don't even know who that is, really, so both teams are out of it. This game means nothing, literally nothing at all, except draft position. And I think the Falcons will win. They're still playing hard, obviously. The one thing is, will my boy Julio play? Apparently, it's a game-time decision, so I would keep checking that to see what's going on with that as the game gets closer. If he doesn't go, put Ridley in there. I have Ridley as my backup, too, so Ridley will go. Maybe even Austin Hooper, but that's probably a crapshoot at this point. I would play Coleman. I think the Panthers have packed it in at this point. I think you saw their last gasp on Monday Night Football, and I don't think they got nothing left. For the Panthers, it's just Christian McCaffrey, no one else.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with the Dirty Birds on this one. I'm going with the Falcons. And I'm going to talk about, real quick, both teams in the last 6 games. The Falcons are 1-5, and the Panthers are 0-6.
Wow, talk about two winning teams.
And the Panthers
and a fall from grace for both of them.
Yeah.
Panthers are the only team in the NFL without a win since week 10.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Pathetic. And
It is.
I will say this: Matt Ryan ranks 3rd in the NFL in passing yards this year. Only Patrick Mahomes and Ben Roethlisberger have more.
Pro Bowl snub, like we said.
Yes, as we said. Listen to me. Julio Jones, he's going to play.
I really
They
hope
need
so,
to play.
man.
The Panthers are a dead duck.
Yeah.
You go duck hunting and they're literally sitting right there. They're not going to move, and you could just pull the trigger on them.
Yeah, Birds cover easy.
Yes. So Birds cover easy. They're going to get this win, Falcons.
All right, so next up, we got the 6-1 Vikings, again with that tie to Green Bay, and the 5-9 Lions. I'm taking election mode. I think a lot of people expected a little more out of them this year, but they will make it, I feel, to the playoffs, get that last spot. So I'm going to take the Vikings. And just kind of track separately, when you look at the teams that kind of like, let's all agree we clinched, Chiefs, Chargers, Patriots, Texans. I threw the Ravens in there, and I also threw the Steelers in there as my picks.
Yes, they're very
for the AFC.
Yeah, they're
for the
both
NFC,
up in the air.
Rams, Saints, Bears, Cowboys. I'm looking at right
Basically
now.
all locks.
And then for the NFC, I say the Seahawks get that wild card spot. And then just looking at the other spot, there's really not too much going on, but I'm going to say the Vikings get that last spot.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. I think Kirk Cousins is going to get done. The Lions have been reeling. Bobby?
Well, with this game, it's going to come down to, in my opinion, how Kirk Cousins plays, what you're going to get from him, because it all goes through the $84 million guaranteed man, which was ridiculous. He doesn't deserve that.
Hasn't played up to it so far.
I'm going to talk to it like this. We're going to have to see how the Lions pressure him, because Kirk Cousins has been pressured on 197 dropbacks this season. That's the most in the NFL. I'm going to say this right now. They need to keep giving the ball to Dalvin Cook. He's healthy. He's starting to look good, and you're finally seeing what this guy can do.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins is 6-1 in his career as a starter when he throws 25 or fewer passing attempts.
Interesting.
So that adds up. So I'm going to go with this. I think this week, the Lions are going to pull it off. I really do.
Whoa.
I'm going to go with the Lions.
Whoa. Upset special here. You're going with the Lions.
I am.
Damn.
I'm going to go with the Lions.
That's the most shocking pick of this year, I think.
I'm sure we've had worse. Go ahead, Julian.
I think it's up there because I got Vikings in
I can
this
see
one.
Lions winning this at home.
The Vikings.
But I took Vikings.
No, this is a Vikings day.
I hope, man.
Skull. They're a 6-point
Mhm.
favorite. Take it. I think they roll. I'm going to say they win by 7 or 10. Cousins, Cook, Thielen, Diggs. Those are your guys. You play them all. Rudolph too, I suppose, if you have him. Lions is just Galladay. Vikings need this game. Lions aren't. Well, the Lions play hard, yeah, sure, but the Vikings have to win this for the playoffs. They're a better team across the board, and you're going to see that this week in Detroit, I think. Vikings.
I have to top that now, and I'm going to pick another upset. I'm going back and forth. As much as I like the Cowboys playing, I think Bucks find a way to get it done.
Whoa, that's another
Next game,
big one.
5-9 Bucks.
We got
over the
two
8-6
big upsets
Cowboys.
here.
So I'm going to take the Bucks on this
You
one.
know what? That
I
would
think Cooper and Elliott go after solid games, but you know what? Tampa Bay, it's Winston in today, right? Yeah.
It'll be Winston.
They're
Yeah,
flip-flopping back and forth between him and Fitzpatrick.
It's Winston time again.
You know, for me, I think with just the deep threats they have, I think Tampa with Evans still. I just don't trust that Dallas D. I just think Tampa Bay is going to get it done.
All right.
You want to go or you want me to go?
Julian, why don't you go this
Bobby.
one?
Okay. Oh, well, I guess it'll be me. So I'm gonna slow your roll again. We have two upset picks, but I'm going with the chalk. Although I will say the Buccaneers may cover this game because it's 6 points. I can see the Cowboys winning by like 4 or 5, maybe like a 28-24 type deal. I think the Bucs will play close. I mean, they play hard. They have talent on the offense. Scott's right. It is a talented team, so it's just some things just don't always click for the Bucs. Like they can't seem to figure it all out at the same time for whatever reason. But quick plays, Evans, obviously. Barber, probably not, although he's wrong when I say that, so maybe play him. And the tight ends, you have OJ's done for the year. Brait, if you're looking for a touchdown, spin that wheel, he might get it. Humphreys and Godwin are deeper options, I would say. For Dallas, you got Elliott and you got Coop, and that's it. Bobby, or you?
Okay, so this game, oh my God, you're taking the Bucks over. But you know what, Scott? I admire that because you know what?
It's a risky one,
I think the Buccaneers are going to give them a good fight. But I'm going to tell you this right now. It all comes down to what is the game plan for the Cowboys. So I'll give you this stat. The Cowboys are 7-1 when they run the ball 40% of the time this season. And when they run it under 40% of the time, you know what their record is? 1-5.
Wow.
So
That's a
they
big
got to
drop-off.
feed the ball to Zeke. And also Dak Prescott, passer rating is 40.8 points higher when he's targeting who?
Cool.
Amari Cooper. So,
Cool.
So I will tell you this right now. Amari Cooper, what is he bringing to this team? His 96.3 receiving yards per game with the Cowboys ranks second in the team history in a single season behind Hall of Famer Michael Irvin.
That's some big time stuff.
That's big time stuff. So I'm going to tell you this. I think the Cowboys get this win. They're going to want to keep winning because of playoff implications. They got to keep winning. Can the Buccaneers play spoiler? We'll see. For Scott's sake, I hope so. But that was a very noble pick. I admire it. But I think the Cowboys get this win. But I will say the Cowboys get this win by 1 point.
So you're saying the Bucks cover too. So we all have Bucks covering. That's the consensus, I guess.
Last one again. Tough one to say. Flip-flopping a lot on these. I'm going to go with the Texans. against the 10-4 Texans against the 7-7 Eagles. Nick Foles is going to have another strong game. It's such a dilemma. I'm surprised more people don't talk about it. Like Carson Wentz, coming back as good as he is, Nick Foles was that guy to help him win the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz, he's coming back.
Quarterback controversy.
The controversy should be stood already. It's amazing.
Oh.
I mean, it's a tough thing. You got to go with the numbers. You got to go with the wins. For me, I was always a firm believer in the wins, because you have other facets of the game where you can get the job done. It'd be interesting to see what the Eagles do, especially if they can beat the Texans too, as well as beating the Rams. Foles is going to make it competitive, but I really feel that, the Eagles' defense isn't as good as it was. You're going to take the Texans in this one, and that'll be it for my picks for the day. Bobby?
Well, this game, I'm going to say this. It all starts with if DeAndre Hopkins plays for the Texans, because DeAndre Hopkins this year has 0 drops and 94 receptions this season. That's the most receptions without a drop by any receiver in pro football. That's crazy.
Wow.
So
doesn't have 1 drop. That's absurd.
That's good. Deshaun Watson, I'm going to tell you this year. Can the Eagles, that defense, that strong defensive front they have, can they bring the pressure? Because Deshaun Watson has struggled under pressure, throwing only 2 touchdowns and 6 picks with a 40.4 passer rating when he's pressured. Keep an eye on the Eagles. They got to keep winning. They are the reigning defending Super Bowl champs. They have allowed 280.8 passing yards per game. That is not good. So I will tell you this right now. You got to hit Deshaun Watson. He's been hit 105 times. That's the most in the NFL this year. And the Eagles have 116 quarterback hits this year, and that's the most. They're gonna make him uncomfortable. The Eagles are gonna get this win, and they're gonna help the Patriots get that number 2 seed. Thank you. Go Eagles. Fly, Eagles fly.
Whoa! Bobby for a fly, Eagles
Jordan.
fly after going down the Super Bowl. Then I didn't think I'd hear him utter those words, but I understand what's going on today. Yeah, well, maybe that's later. We'll see what happens. But regardless of this situation, this is huge. This is a coin flip game. It's a pick 'em almost 1.5 favorites for the Eagles. So it shows that Vegas is respecting the Birds again. And I'm going to go with Vegas. I think they picked it right. I'm going to say the Birds get this dub because I don't like what I saw from the Texans last week. The Jets could have had that game. They had a chance to win it. Robbie Anderson had that huge drop on 4th and 15. Maybe we're talking about a different outcome if he catches that ball.
I'm going to say this right now. That the Texans team that you're seeing right now, that's not a number 2 seed for the AFC playoffs. And I'm going to say this. I think that this is going to be the start of the downfall for the Texans.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to go all the way. I wasn't going to go that.
Can Colts still win the division?
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
It's unlikely, but I think they have to win both. Texans have to lose both.
That's too far-fetched, though.
Well, it depends what next week looks like. I haven't even looked yet. So, back to this. Eagles are going to win it because they're home. That crowd's going to be going crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some dog mass. The underdog mentality's back. They're 7-7. They win when Nick Foles plays. Alshon Jeffrey's going to eat because he always eats when Nick Foles is a quarterback. So play him. Play Ertz, of course. Running back Josh Adams, maybe
Sproles.
Not because the Texans have a tough D. You got Sproles in that passing game. Texans, the big question's Hop. Is he going to go? If he plays, he's going to have a monster day because the Eagles have no secondary. And the running back situation, Lamar Miller, you know anything about him, Bobby?
From what I'm hearing is that it's an ankle injury, and I think he's questionable. So we'll have more for you.
I have him. I own him. I'm very I'm not sure if I would play him in this spot. The Eagles, they still stop the run decently, I think. They don't really have a secondary, like I said. Lamar Miller, he's been banged up. He left the Jets game early. I don't know if I trust him in this spot. But Watson and Hopkins are obviously the guys in that situation. But I think the Birds get it done. They need the game more. I think the Texans falter. And unfortunately, the Patriots might be looking at the 2 seed when all the games are done this week.
I gotta love it.
Got one more thing. Quick answer for you boys. The Miami Dolphins, you guys think in or out of the playoffs? Let's get some quick answers.
Okay.
Nice and quick.
Out.
Julian, out. All right, you heard it there, VJ. The Miami Dolphins.
That's a shot at VJ.
All right, well, that's all we have for right now for the 1 o'clock games. I'm your host, Scott Narada.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi.
And thanks for listening to GNT Sports Talk. It was getting up. I was like,
Yeah. Well,